What are the terms used around the sample size? Before we jump into the sample size determination, so we understood what exactly the determination is. We are now getting the deeper understanding of the terms that we use around the sample size. So the terms that are used around this sample size: population size, confidence level, the margin of error, standard deviation. Population size is how many people fit your demographic. For example, you want to get information on doctors residing in North America. Your population size is the total number of doctors in the North America. So don't worry, your population size does not always have to be that big. Smaller population sizes can still give you accurate results as long as you know who you are trying to represent. Confidence level. The confidence levels tells you how sure you can be that your data is accurate. It is expressed as a percentage and aligned to the confidence interval. For example, if your confidence level is 90%, your results will most likely be 90% accurate. The margin of error, that is confidence interval. There are no way to be 100% accurate when it comes to survey. Confidence intervals tell you how far off from the population mean you're willing to allow your data to fall. So a margin of error describes how close you can reasonably expect the survey results to fall relative to the real population value. So remember that if you need help with this information, you have to use the margin of error calculator, which will give you accurate data. Then standard deviation. This deviation is a measure of the dispersion of a data set from its mean. It measures the absolute variability of a distribution. The higher the dispersion or variability, the greater the standard deviation and the greater the magnitude of the deviation. For example, you have already sent out your survey. How much variation or variance do you expect in your response? That variation is response in the standard deviation. There is certain sample size formula that you have to calculate, which is sample size calculation formula is minus sample size determination. With all necessary terms defined, it is time that you need to understand the determination of sample size and using the sample calculation formula. So your confidence level corresponds to a z-score. This is a constant value needed for this equation. Here are the z-scores for the most common confidence level. 90% is z-score is equal to, that is minus z-score, that is equal to 1.645. 95% minus z-score is equal to 1.96. 99% minus z-score is equal to 2.56. Let's see. So this is the equation for unknown population size or very large population size. If your population is smaller and unknown, just use the sample size calculator to find the find the necessary sample size. Here is a work example, assuming you choose a 95% confidence level, 5 standard deviation and a margin of error, confidence interval of plus minus 5%. So you can check this example and finally the result comes into 385 respondents are needed. Voila, what happened here? You have just determined your sample size.